So you probably all know this is the application of Wisconsin Electric Power Company for approval of its very large customer and bespoke resources tariff. It's docket 6630 TE 113. Just so you know, you're in the right place. And we are here for the public hearing session. My name is Michael Newmark, the administrative law judge for the PSC. For people I didn't hear in the afternoon, so we did have an afternoon session, just so you know, and we took comments. Oh, I don't know, close to 50, I think. And just a little bit about me. I reviewed this earlier, but I've been with the commission 26 years, and 10 years first as a commission attorney, and then after that. I've been the ALJ for the commission. Basically, my job is to run these hearings. Do several hundred, I think, a year, and they're not always this big, but we've had bigger ones, so we're ready to go here. And what we do, what my job is basically is to create the record in these cases that we then give to the commissioners who run the agency. So. We have 3 commissioners appointed by the governor, and the process is that they get confirmed by the Senate, and they are authorized to vote on issues that we present before them and these applications that they receive. And they make decisions based on the issues that are presented in these cases. They can only use the information that I provide them. We call it the record in the case. So that's my job, is to create that record and to institute this process by which we create the record and then give it to the decision makers. So you can see on the notice, we are in the public hearing session. So that's where we're collecting public comments. On Thursday, we have the party hearing session. We're taking evidence from the parties in the case, commission staff. They've already filed written testimony and exhibits that I'll receive into the record, and then those witnesses are subject to cross-examination as part of our due process requirements. So that's for the parties. So all those documents and the transcript of that hearing will be put in the record, presented to the commission. But also what we're doing here today, the transcript of our hearing today will be also provided to the commissioners. We're also receiving public comments in the case. So those public comments will be also provided to the commissioners. We've had a process. Since January 8th, the beginning of when we sent out the notice, we've been receiving these public comments. We can take public comments up until February 17th. So as long as we get them in the commission by the 17th, you're good to go. There's 2 ways to file those comments, either through the commission's website at the link that's being shown on the screen share, or this mailing address. So that'll make sure we put it in the right docket and we know where to find it. So 2 ways to file a comment. And I mentioned that this information is copied into the chat that's on Zoom. So like I said, in case you don't get to make a comment today, decide not to speak, you still have that option to comment with us. Right now on file we have, I'm going to refresh it here, 498 comments on file. So they're written public comments. They'll be presented to the commissioners just like the transcript of this hearing. So, and then if you can think about it, the commissioners are going to read all of the comments. They're not going to watch the video. The video is something, because we're live streaming, YouTube converts that live stream into a recording. That recording is an unofficial version of the hearing. The official version will be in the transcript that I provide to the commissioners. So the notice of hearing does provide the link to our YouTube channel for hearings, and that's where you can get the live stream right now or find the recording later when we're done with the hearing. One other link I wanted to point out on our notice is where you find documents in the case. So this link to our case management system will bring you directly to this case, the case filings. If you go to our main website homepage, you'll be able to navigate to that area, but notice puts you right into the docket. So that's all the background I think I need to give at this point. Oh, I just wanted to mention this notice is has a little caveat language here that we don't usually need to put in here, but there's a paragraph here that describes the limitations of the commission's jurisdiction that I think people, when they're giving comments, should know about, and just so they have that information in their minds. So the commission doesn't have jurisdiction to approve or deny a data center, the construction or operation or siting of a data center. And the job here is to look at the tariff that WEPCO is proposing for which data centers are seeking to take service from, and the terms and conditions that Wisconsin Electric is proposing to provide that service. So, it's intrinsically tied to these large customers. This tariff is, an important aspect of a large customer, but the commission itself doesn't have like siting authority over whether a data center gets built or not. I just want people to understand that. Whatever opinion you want to give on the case, feel free to give it, but just so you know, that's not what the commission will be deciding, directly. So, okay. So another option here, another bit of information I want to give you is just in terms of the process. I don't think you can see this, but I'm going to try to show it to you. I think it'll look like a blank screen, but let's see if you can see it. No, I don't think it's going to work. So basically, there you go. There's the participant list. Okay, that's what I wanted to show you. So this is the list of people who are in the hearing at the moment. And what I'm going to do, I want people to just review this. So I have everyone's name. I'm going to call out the names in order, and I'll just have you unmute and turn on your camera. And then I'm going to actually add to your name those letters. Did I mention that already? You'll get a C if you comment. You'll get an NC if you're a no comment. And you'll get an NA if you don't answer my question, if you want to make a comment. So, so you know where you're at on the list by looking at where you are. So you can get that by clicking the participant icon on your Zoom control bar, or whatever you call it. So, so when I call your name and have you get on take the stand, have you unmute, turn on your camera, I'll ask you to spell your name so the transcriptionist can have it for the transcript. I'm going to swear you in. I swear in all the testimony we receive. And then just give us your comments. So important rule is just please be slow and clear when you speak because the transcriptionist is writing at the speed of your speech, and that could be tricky if you're really fast. Also, try to enunciate clearly so we don't have to interrupt and ask for clarification. The other thing is no profanity, please, and also please be respectful to everyone. I know we may have people with differing views, but we just want to get everyone's comment and give everyone an opportunity to speak. So let's do that. And I'm missing something. I think there was one other thing, but we'll see how it goes. Why don't we can try taking our first witness here. More people joining us, so let's see how this goes. Yeah, so people joining us. I did announce at the beginning, if you wouldn't mind turning your cameras off until I call you, it just makes it easier for me to organize the case so we're not having people pop up on my screen before it's their turn. So I appreciate that. Okay, so before we start, I just wanted to check in with the people connected. Oh, there they are. Okay. You keep moving around. The Walnut Way people. Unmute you guys. So for Walnut Way, I know you guys are connecting again. Can you guys hear me? You're unmuted.
We can hear you.
Okay, excellent. So what's the plan? I was hoping to catch you guys before we adjourned last time, but you weren't answering. So what's the how are we going to organize? Because I know you have a room with a number of people. Um, I think what we saw how yeah, go ahead. I can't.
Thanks, Judge Newmark. Most of our people are alone, like falling in on their own. We just have a couple in the room that are going to, that are interested in testifying.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Thanks. So, well, I think since you guys did join us last time, we had some problems connecting. I think I'm going to start with you guys. So, if you're ready, we can start with Walnut Way. How many
Can I
people?
ask a question quick?
Sure. Who's speaking?
Yusuf Adama.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Uh, are the transcripts from these hearings, are those also going to be added to the public comment document on the PSC website?
You know, that's not quite how it works. The transcripts are filed as transcripts, so they're not listed as public comments, but they're on IRF in the docket. They're just under the transcript IRF document type. But all of that, the transcripts, and then so you're probably familiar with this. I take the comments and I make an exhibit out of all the comments, and that goes into the record. That's the document that gets presented to the commissioners. So there's the comment exhibit for the written comments, and then there's the transcripts,
Okay.
and they're both in the record. So the transcripts are like, you'll see, it'll say public hearing session transcript, and that's what the commissioners will look at. And you'll see that on IRF when when it's time for it to be made and everything. Yeah. All right. Okay. So is Walnut Way ready, or do you want to wait?
Yeah, we're ready.
Okay. Can you turn the screen on, your camera on?
Oh, it's on you. There she is. Hi.
Is that Shanane?
No, Cheyenne.
Cheyenne. Okay. And so you're the Walnut Way connection, right? You just changed the name of Walnut Way?
Yeah, we just
Okay.
changed it.
Okay. So I want to make sure I got the right people up there. All right. All right. So I'm going to spotlight you guys. And okay. So how are we going to do this? So all three of you are going to speak?
I am.
Okay. All right. How many people are going to speak that are in the room?
Two.
Two? Okay. All right. So let's get started then. So you guys know the drill. You'll be able to show everybody. I think we're ready. Everything's working here. Okay. So let's get started. I'm going to swear the first person in. So raise your right hand. First person who wants to comment. Excellent. All right. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yeah.
All right. Give us your name and spell it for us, please.
SHEYENNE. Last name WILSON. Cheyenne
Okay.
Wilson.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I can start?
Yeah, go ahead and start. Yeah.
Okay. I implore the PSC to not approve this tariff docket. It's unethical and unfair to the residents of Wisconsin who will bear the cost of these precious resource-consuming data centers. They will ultimately affect our environment and our health for the sake of profits. The thresholds for very large customers need to be extremely lowered. Citizens should be allowed to grant their consent and not be bulldozed over in these meetings and not heard. Capitalism should not be an excuse for destroying ecosystems and livelihoods. So PSC, please reconsider your stance.
Okay, thanks. All right, who wants to testify next? All right, raise your right hand. Swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes,
Okay, give us your name and spell it for us, please.
my name is Ramona Curry, RAMONA, CURRY.
Okay, go ahead.
First off, thank you for hosting this this public hearing. Thank you for allowing us to speak. I just want to say my concerns as a resident and as a paying utility person. I want to say no to these large scale data centers. They not only are harmful to our environment, they're harmful to our health, and they're harmful to our pockets, which causes stress. And stress, we know, is a number one killer because every disease is triggered by stress. For years and years and years, when my children were little, I had to juggle paying my utility bills, rent, food, transportation, and the increasing cost of what's going on today in our today's administration. I can barely afford to pay things, and at my age, things should be a little bit easier. Since I don't have anyone, small children at home, I thought this energy burden would lift. I have from February of 25 to February this month, if I compare the two bills from last year to this year, I have a $75 increase on my bill as it is already, and nothing has changed. But I'm always seeing these different lines. We Energy sends us these pamphlets to read that I can't even understand. And I'm in disagreement with them, us possibly paying for this 25% of the data center's utility, when they're built. So I ask that you please consider us everyday residents on having to already struggle to decide whether we're going to put certain foods on our tables or our prescription drugs and everything else. I ask, please consider this, and thank you for your time.
All right. Thank you very much. Anyone else in the room want to comment? No. Okay. All
I
right.
got one.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Name's Everett Lancaster. I will turn my camera on as you're
Oh,
gonna
sorry.
request.
It's a little Zoom confusion here. Just hang on just a sec. Okay.
All right.
So Walnut Way is just okay. You guys are off screen. Yeah, I was just asking the last people. They're a group of people put together, so I want to make sure we got everybody. Okay, so Everett, I'm going down the list as I see it. So
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna mute you now and put you back in your spot, and then. But I appreciate your eagerness to speak. So
Yeah, no worries.
okay, great. So let's see. I have. Oh, I had a person on the phone. They were on the top here. So the person, let's go off the record. You're off the record, right? You know better than me. All right. So we had a person whose phone number was 202, and you were unmuted, and you just muted again, or something happened. So let's get you. Let me see if you have a comment.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. Excellent. So let me just
Okay.
adjust your name. Or so you do wish to comment?
Yes,
So let me get your name
my-
first.
okay, Linnea, Linnea, Elrod, Elrod.
All right. Let me swear you in. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes,
All right. Go ahead.
okay. I also am concerned about the increasing cost of energy. For the first time this year in January, all of my heating and power in my home is electric. And for the first time this year, my last energy bill went over $400. It's come near that several times, but it's been over $400 this year. And with the added expense of the data center, that's I cannot sustain that on my budget. And I'm very concerned about that. I'm also concerned that so these data centers are apparently funded by billionaire people or companies, is what I have heard. And I think they should be responsible for, providing the cost of their own energy. I don't think that should be put on the residents of the city. That would be an excess burden. And I'm also concerned that there are so many throughout the state. I forget the exact numbers, but many in Wisconsin. And from what I've heard, the one that's proposed here would use as much energy or more than the entire state of Wisconsin. And I find that, I don't know why we're doing this to our state, to have such an increase in energy demand. I don't think that's healthy for our state. So that's what I would like to say.
All right. Well, thanks very much. Appreciate all those points. Okay. So, all right, we're going to continue with our list with Acadia Gilchrist.
Yep.
All right. Just add a C to, oops, add a C to your name, but I missed that. Oh,
No comment for me.
oh, no comment. Okay. Well, thanks. Thanks
Thank
for joining us. All right. And okay, so Carol and Andy Phelps. We'll need to take one person at a time if you're both there. No, just one. Okay.
Yeah, at the moment I'm just here.
Okay. So
my
first,
name-
hang on just a sec. So I'm gonna I don't think I've done this before. Spotlight you, and I'm gonna change your name. Just takes a second here. Okay. So let me swear you in. Raise your right hand. You swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes, I do.
And give us your name, spell your last name, please.
Okay, first name is Carol, Carol, and last name is Phelps, Phelps.
Go ahead.
So I agree with the last people who spoke. I ask you not to approve this current docket, and I am against large-scale data centers coming to Wisconsin. I like them. I'm very concerned about their energy use. The AI data centers and all hyperscale data centers use an unimaginable amount of energy. One center might use several times the amount of energy of a large city. And one of my concerns is that this tremendous need for new energy is being used as an excuse to build out yet more fossil fuel infrastructure, such as new natural gas plants and keeping old polluting coal plants open past their intended retirement dates. Most of us realize that fossil fuel energy has harmful impacts on human health, from increasing cancer and asthma to harming the development of unborn children. Also, this energy need comes at a time of worsening weather disasters and other negative consequences of climate change, such as heat waves, wildfires, crop damage, rising sea levels, insects that carry diseases moving to new locations, increasing numbers of refugees, and so on. And so this is a time that we need to rapidly decrease our energy usage and switch to clean energy to tackle climate change. And so the energy needs of these data centers are driving us diametrically in the wrong direction there. And of course, we do not want the cost of the energy and transmission infrastructure that will be needed for these AI data centers to be passed on to ordinary families through the rising electricity bills. We also have to consider that the AI data centers use incredible amounts of water, which is almost certain to cause negative effects on natural areas wildlife, and communities where these data centers are being put in. So I think what we should do instead of what is being proposed is first pause on allowing these until we have a chance to put in some guardrails and conditions. I think new data centers which use more than 20 megawatts of power need to be powered 100% by clean and renewable energy. The cost of that new energy infrastructure needs to be borne entirely by the company that is building or owning the data center, not by utility customers. Certainly, as much clean energy as possible should be sited on site, such as solar on the building roofs, but the energy may also need to be obtained by further away, but it needs to be built for that purpose rather than taking away clean energy from the other customers in the state. And then, as I mentioned, there was water as an issue, and that needs to be returned to the environment at the same temperature and as clean or cleaner in terms of water quality, chemicals, and microplastics than it entered the facility. And under those conditions, I think we might consider new AI data centers. Although actually, I was just reading an article today which indicated that the majority of Americans that have been polled are not thrilled about AI coming in. They feel it's taking jobs. They feel it's unnecessary. They feel it's a few people becoming rich at the expense of the rest of the society. So I think we need to really rethink this and be very wise in our decisions. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. All right, let's move on to Dawn Moynihan. Or I think I'm
Yes.
pronouncing that close. I'm not sure.
Moneyhan.
Moneyhan. Okay, great. Okay, so I got your C added to your name, and I'm going to spotlight you, and I'll swear you in. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
All right, great. State and spell your last name for us, please.
Dawn Moneyhan, DAWN MONEYHAN.
Thanks. Go ahead.
I am Native American. I'm an enrolled member of the Little River Band of Ottawa Indians. I'm a tribal elder. I'm also a member of the clergy. I lead a church in Juneau, Wisconsin, in Dodge County. And I'm here not just to represent our tribal peoples and our tribes as a whole, but also all of our small communities, our rural communities, in between these data centers who are going to be directly affected by them, yet we have no say in the city governments that are approving these. We are completely silenced, which qualifies as no representation. So taxation is going to be a problem. That's just something we can't allow to happen. Our laws have to mean something. But our peoples, our Native American peoples, have been watching for the past 500 plus years as the rest of the world has come to our land and invaded it and destroyed it. And there's nothing we've been able to do to stop it. We have an opportunity now to turn that around and make some changes, to focus on the people and to living right on this land again. This is long overdue. And somebody needs to speak up for Mother Earth and for our water. We cannot drink AI. We cannot eat AI. We need our water. The affordability problem is soon to become an availability problem. Resources are disappearing. We have a climate crisis that we are facing, whether people want to acknowledge it or not. It's still happening, and it's taking out our resources left and right all over the country every day. What's going to happen with our grids when they are overwhelmed with 40 plus AI data centers and we get a major snowstorm or a tornado comes through and wipes it out? How long are the residents going to be without power? Who's going to pay to fix all of this? And what happens when our residents have no money left to survive? Wisconsin already has a homeless problem that is growing by the day. We have a hunger crisis that is growing by the day. We're being denied federal funding to help with any of the programs that we've always had in place. And now we want to burden the taxpayers further, burden the residents further, while we pollute the land that we're living on and the water that we're supposed to be drinking and relying on for survival. That doesn't make any sense. While I understand you can't stop the building of these data centers, there are so many different things that you can do to stop the construction of them. There are rules and regulations, and we watch it every single day, playing politics with our lives. You can stop it if you want to. So I'm asking and I'm begging, please say no to this docket. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Earl DeGovito. Earl, are you there? All right, Earl, so I'll spell your name, last name Dougovito. Any comment from you? All right, I'll put you down as not answering. So if you do change your mind, we'll be going through the list again at the end, and we can catch up with you. Okay. All right, Everett Lancaster. Yeah, you're next.
Alrighty then.
Okay. Turn your camera on. I can send you a note on that.
All right, I see it.
Oh, perfect. All right, great. So let me swear you in. Raise your right hand.
All right.
Do you swear or affirm? Tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I so swear.
All right. So give us your name. Spell your name for us, please.
Everettlancaster.
Perfect. Thanks. Go ahead.
Well, I see this as a moment of potential compromise. You see, the people of Wisconsin aren't really gaining anything of value from the creation of these data centers. Now, I myself would like to see these data centers become net contributors to the grid. These data centers should be generating excess electricity to give back to the grid, something like maybe generating, I don't know, 2 times, 1.5 times, anything over 1.5 times what they are using to power their computers and their cooling and all that. So that way us people of Wisconsin actually gain something for these data centers being built. And then maybe we would want these data centers if they were giving us something of value rather than just telling us that water freezes at 35 degrees because it freezes at 32 degrees. And until then, I and everyone else here, including you, aren't really for these data centers. Thank you.
All right. Thanks. Appreciate it. Galia P. G-A-L-I-A-P. Would you like to comment? I see you there. Guessing that's a yes. So I'm going to add a C to you and
the link for the public comments. Is that correct?
Oh, hang on. Yeah, I think so. Were you having trouble?
And because in the chat, because I didn't see it, but that's why. But anyway,
yeah. Well, hang on. Let's review that. So yeah, I did put that on the chat. It's actually not live. I see that now. It doesn't make it's not an actual link. But if you copy it and paste it in your browser, you can get to the. Yeah, I wasn't aware of that. So So do you wish to speak a comment?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So you're a little bit. I'm not seeing your connection. There might be an issue with that. Okay.
We are having issues, with the connection. Okay. But I was able to hear everyone. Oops.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's try your comment. I'm going to swear you in, so raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, I swear to tell the truth
All right. And
and
so
nothing
just
but the truth.
okay, that's fine. And so you can put your hand down. Can you give us your name and spell your name for us, please? It's not gonna work. You know, I'm gonna turn your camera off. That might help. Let's see if can you hear us now?
Yes, I always hear you.
Okay.
No
Just
problem hearing.
yeah, your screen is I don't know, it's not stable. But let's see if we can do this with audio only. Can you spell your name for us?
Paganelli, Paganelli.
Okay, great. Well, go ahead with your comment.
And the first name,
Oh,
first name is Galia.
Correct.
Thank
Yes.
you. Sorry.
So yes, I oppose the establishment of data centers in Wisconsin. There are several concerns. The only ones who benefit from these data centers, that by the way, they do not provide the jobs that they.
okay, yeah, you're cutting out on your audio.
And they consume massive amounts of water. They are also associated with pollution of different chemicals, and that's not even, and we don't even know the extent of that pollution that they cause. I'm also very concerned about the cost of energy. Investing in clean energy, and instead of supporting the fossil fuel industry at this point, there's a climate crisis going on. And so I don't know how we are, I don't understand why we are wasting our energy in these data centers, billionaires, instead of focusing on the needs of the people, public health, and the environment. Data centers also produce noise pollution and light pollution, and they may affect the migration of birds. So it is also, they are also
Okay, Galia, we're losing your audio.
I'm not, I finished, that's all.
Okay, okay. Well, we did miss a few of your words. If you do want to file a written comment, feel free to do that to
I will
repeat.
do so. Now
Okay.
you will put that on the chat so I can do it. I can come back to because I want to save the link to
Yes,
to post my comment.
it's on the chat right now. It's if you go in the chat, you'll see the link. It's not a live link. You need to copy it and paste it into your browser. So
Because I go to, when I click on chat, there's nothing in there.
okay. Well, I'll send it again.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know if others see it.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
see that on my end as well, that the chat's disabled and I don't see anything in there. But I feel like I did see it at one point. So thank you for correcting that.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, now I see it. Thank you.
See it now. Okay, I don't know why it disappeared. That's weird. Okay, I'll repost. Well, remind me. I'll repost it at the end of the hearing. Someone, if I don't do it.
Thank you.
It's also, so don't forget. It's also on our notice of hearing. And you can navigate to it from the commission's homepage. There's many ways to get to that link, but right now it's in the chat. We'll work with it as it is right now, and we can follow up with some more. I can show you some other ways of getting to that link later on. But let's move on to and let me make sure everyone understands that because the commission is going to read comments, we're taking your comment today and putting it into the transcript. They're going to read your comment, so it'll appear the same in the same format as a written comment if you filed it online. So just so you have that frame of reference, the commissioners won't be watching the video. They're going to be reading the comment in the transcript. All right, so let's move on to Heidi Heimerl. And I'm just going, so we're going in order now that I have, you should be able to see that order in our participant list. So I'm going to stop your video, Brittany, and put you on the list here. So Heidi, there you go. I got you. I'm going to spotlight you. And yeah, hang on just a sec. I just want to get your, what's wrong here? Ah, you're unmuted now. Okay, I'm just going to add to your name that you commented. All right, great. Yes, so raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, please state and spell your name.
Heidi Heimerl, Heidihimerl.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I want to say that as the monopoly utility companies in Wisconsin, the people do not have to honor this increase in energy for the tech world. This is not our problem. This is not our race. This is not going to benefit us. This is taking our environmental resources, our water, our fresh air, our land, and we are going to have very little return on that investment. So for We Energies to possibly even pass on, excuse me, not We Energies, but for public utilities to possibly pass on any of the expenses to the taxpayers and to the people is reprehensible. We live in a time where this tech race is totally outside of the hands of the public in so many ways, and we really need to come together and talk about what's actually going on here. And this is not just related to this docket. This is the bigger picture. And we are seeing that the powerful and the wealthy totally play by different rules. And for Wisconsin or this commission to bend over for the tech world is just disgusting. So I know that hasn't happened completely, but for all of these data centers to be proposed and to be approved is it's asinine. So for the ones that are going through, we need proper guardrails. We need to make sure that people's bills are not going up so that billionaires can make more money. We need to make sure that any kind of investment is as low risk as possible from a public standpoint. We need to make sure that people's health is protected, that the environmental guardrails are very strong, and that I agree with the companies that do have these data centers, that they need to contribute positively back to the people in very substantial ways. I think that we need to ask for creative solutions at this time, because when we look at the global situation, yes, AI does seem to be a part of the future. What we need to ask is, how can AI help solve the climate crisis instead of denying that it exists? What we need to ask is, how can we, the people, make sure that our elected officials and the big people at the top of these companies are held accountable to the well-being of the basic common person? So if this isn't clear, I hope that you understand that We don't want to pay for the energy for these AI data centers. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay. So next up is a person who logged in with just the screen name iPhone. So I don't know. You know who you are. All right, great.
That's me. Yeah.
I was like, how are you going to know who you are?
Yeah, some sign-in issues, but I tested it, so thank you.
Okay, yes, great. All right. So
My name. Oh, I guess at this
hang
point.
on just a sec. Yeah, let me just get you settled up here. All right, great. Do you swear or affirm? Tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right. Name, please, and can you spell it for us?
Yes, my name is Sage Holloway. SageHolloway.
All right, great. Go ahead.
Yes, I'm Sage, not iPhone, and I am from Kenosha, Wisconsin. I wanted to speak at this hearing to call to action, echo a lot of what people have said about the data centers, but as far as what the Public Service Commission has jurisdiction over, I think the number one things for me are to mandate rate protections. I believe right now there is a limit for large scale users of about 500 megawatts, which is quite honestly just very ridiculous. That is a very, very high limit to put. There are other governing bodies and organizations that have a much lower limit to basically categorize these large scale users. And I think that that would be one great move that we could take in this agreement to make data centers pay for themselves and not to bring that money onto the consumers to pay. The other thing that I think is really important is protection for lifetime. So currently in this agreement, I understand that it's contracted for 10 years. So even with the rates that we have negotiated or have been proposed by We Energies, we are not guaranteed that for longer than 10 years, which we do not know how this data center or anything that this plant will be used for. We don't know how long that will impact consumers. And so I would love to see the protections go on longer than that. At the end of the day, I stand with Lake Michigan. I stand with my city that I love. I want to raise my kids there and swim in the lake like I did when I grew up. I want to feel confident in my investment in this community the way that my community has invested in me. And at the end of the day, point is that data centers should pay for data centers, and we deserve better in this agreement. Thank you.
All right. Appreciate that. Thanks very much. All right. So we're going to have Jack Nehmer next. Nehmer. Jack, did you want to comment?
Yes, I'll go ahead.
All right. So let me adjust your name and spotlight you. And there we go. All right. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm? Tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right. Give us your name, please, and go ahead.
Yeah, Jack Nehmer, spelled Jack, and last name Nehmer.
Go ahead.
And I'm from Mount Pleasant. So I would have to echo a lot of the concerns that have been raised by some of the previous speakers about data centers. I can attest to what happened here in Mount Pleasant. There's claims by the village board that we were informed or should have been aware of this since 2017, but in fact, they really haven't been very transparent about the decision to allow Microsoft to build the extension to 15 data centers. And at the end of the day, now we're faced with not only concerns about having the data centers built here, but then the impact that it will have on the rest of the consumers and residents that are supported by We Energy. I guess I'll limit my comments primarily to the concerns about the proposed docket, but I can understand how so many people are trying to share their concerns about these data center projects because they have had no forum to do so. And unfortunately, it's been a bunch of disconnected meetings. This one is focused on the We Energy docket. We've had really no public town hall here in the village of Mount Pleasant and Port Washington as you've seen, they're up in arms as well. So again, this appears to have been a bit of deception on the part of these municipal leaders. And as I understand, it's happened in other parts of the state as well. So with regard to the docket, my concerns are it does not do enough to protect the public from the potential cost of these data centers. And I did attend a very recent Wisconsin Policy Forum meeting that was held at the Wisconsin Club. And there it was shared that there's been a progressive decline in power usage by the residences of the state of Wisconsin over the past 10 years, and it has been a steady decline. So our needs as residential consumers for power have been going down, and that's for a variety of reasons. Building codes, more efficient appliances, better insulation, and even some use of alternative energy sources like solar power. We've seen those on rooftops. So at the end of the day, our need for energy has been going down, despite the fact that our energy costs have been going up. And now we have this, let's call it a loophole in the proposed docket that exposes the public to potential 25% of these future costs. Now, it isn't clear what those future costs are going to be, but I would agree with everyone else that has spoken today that we should have no financial exposure here and no financial risk. And frankly, what doesn't really add up for me is that new power assets like a new natural gas power plant is going to have a lifespan of, let's say, 30 to 40 years. This again is what was shared by a member of the PSC during the Wisconsin Policy Forum meeting. And yet the data centers are going to have a lifespan of maybe 15 to 20 years. And so those two things, in my opinion, create the opportunity for risk on the public of having to absorb costs in the future when these data centers pull out. And now we are left with the infrastructure that is needed to support them. And who's going to cover all that cost and decommissioning it even potentially. And I think the next area of concern for me in this case would be also just the risk of technology in general. Technology is inherently short-lived, and we may end up finding ourselves in a situation where Microsoft or Oracle, in Port Washington, has a change in leadership, a change in technology, any kind of a change that could ultimately shorten the life cycle of these data centers beyond their planned life, or even put at risk the project from the very outset, depending on global circumstances, federal circumstances, and regulation concerns. So the general public, at the end of the day, shouldn't have to bear any of this risk. And I don't see enough coverage of that risk on our behalf in the proposed docket. And so I, like many of the others here, would be against the docket. And if we are going to go forward and support these data centers, I would ask for much more protection of the public and against any possible future rate increases over the lifetime of these new assets going forward. That's what I have to say. Thank you.
All right. Thanks very much. Okay. Next up is Jeff Gatesman.
I've already submitted a written.
Okay. I'll put you down as no comment for now. I appreciate you giving up time then for others to speak.
Sure.
Great. So yeah, let me remind people that if you have commented before in writing, the commissioner will read that just like they'll read the transcript of this hearing. So if you want to forgo making a comment live, I would appreciate it so we can catch everyone here. Geronimo is next. Did you want to comment? unmute for me if you want to comment. And turn on your screen if you can. Geronimo, any comment from you? Okay, I'll put you as a not answer. And Joe Dubaniski, I think you commented before. Is that correct? In the afternoon session. Joe Dubaniski. Yeah, did we catch you we caught you before, right? Or did we? So you commented in the afternoon.
I did comment in the afternoon. I thought I'd catch up on what's going on this evening.
Yeah,
so.
that's perfectly fine. I'm just going to have you listen in then. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, great. Okay, so let me just. Where's Joe? Okay. Okay, so next up, Joe Sheehan, Sheehan. Did you want to comment? Oh, I think he dropped off. Yep. Okay. All right, we have a screen name. It looks like Joe BA, Joeba. Would you like to comment? Joe, any comment? No, no comment for you. Maybe someone come back. All right, we have Jonathan. I'm just going to spell this one Rizk. There you go. You knew you were next.
Yep.
All right, let's see.
That's me.
Yeah, just a sec. I'm going to just add your. Oops, the wrong person.
First name JONATHAN. Second name RIZK.
All right, great. Let me get your screen name set up here and spotlight you. Okay, excellent. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm? Tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
I am an organizer with the Party for Socialism and Liberation, and I am against the rate increase, mainly because it shoves the electricity cost onto Wisconsin residents. I'm a Wisconsin resident, and I'm against any increase in utility rates. And it's really against what we've heard from the power companies in all of the surrounding communities where there are data centers being built. They say that they are going to pay 100% of the electricity cost. But we get to this rate case where we get to pay 25% of their electricity cost. And not only that, but I demand that the definition of a very large customer be reduced to 20 megawatts, which is in line with the rest of the United States. And as the Public Service Commission, if you want to prove that you are not in bed with these big tech corporations and billionaires, you will essentially vote this down.
All right, great. Thank you. All right, continuing on the list here. So people who are joining us, we have had a number of people added on to the list here while we've been talking. So I am going all through the participant list. So if you see an icon participants on your Zoom control bar or whatever they call it, that's where you want to find the list and the order we're going in. You should be able to see what I'm seeing here. At least that's how I have it set up. So we're in the J's. So people who have joined us who are now have an earlier letter in their first name, you guys will be, we're going to go through the list once and then go through the list again and catch those people who we've passed and who have joined us after we got to your name, to your first name letter. If that makes any sense. So we're at Joyce Skalitsky, and I'm going to ask you if you want to make a comment, Joyce. It's Skalitzky. Okay, I'll add a no comment here. So when we go through the list, third time, we'll just ask and make sure people who have not had a chance to speak get a chance. So so first we'll go down the entire list, then we'll go back up, catch the new people, and then go back and catch the no comment, no answer people.
Hey, I answered you.
I'm sorry.
I said, yes, I do.
Oh, Joyce, there you are. Great.
Yeah.
I didn't see you there. Can you turn your screen on, your camera?
I have it on.
Okay. No, I don't. Let me send you a little message here. If you click the pop-up, you should be able to turn it on. Ah, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, that's you. Excellent. All right, great. I'm glad we caught you. Okay, so now, did you comment in the afternoon session?
Yeah, but I have more to add to it.
Okay, well, you know what? We're going to take new people first. So just want to be respectful for everyone, give everyone a chance. So I'm going to put you as, we'll try to catch you back at the end if we have time, okay?
All right.
Yeah. Cat Claus, sorry. It was just a mind bender there. Cat Claus. Go ahead. Did you want to comment?
She might still be away. Asked if you could maybe have somebody else before her.
Sure. Okay. We can wait. I'll put a no answer on her screen name. Okay. So Kaylee, would you like to comment? Kaylee, no last name. Okay, L. Marks. Comment from you. L. Marks. Unmute and turn on your camera if you want to comment.
Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I can. Perfect.
All right.
Can you get your camera on?
Oops.
Oh, that's the problem. I see what I'm doing. Just talking to myself. Sorry. I can send you a message. You get a pop-up on your screen with.
I got it. Oh, it's saying no.
Saying no. Oh, I don't know why. Okay, well that's fine. We'll work around it. So, okay. So raise your right hand. And do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right. So give us your name and spell your last name for us.
My first name is Lisa, and my last name is Marks, Marks.
All right. Go ahead.
So,
oh, sorry, you guys. We're getting a little
feedback
in here. Yeah, I think that might have just been someone pushing unmute by accident. So go ahead.
Can you spotlight her, please? Because I don't. Oh, you don't have her on.
Your camera's not working.
That's right.
I'm sorry, I can't make the camera pop up.
That's okay.
Fine. But I don't want to take more than my allotted time. And I want to say thank you for allowing the public comment. You're doing a wonderful job moderating, and I'm sorry about my camera. But I just have to say that I understand that AI is here. We don't have a choice. It's a progression that is moving forward. I understand why Wisconsin is a targeted area. for why the business expansion should happen here. However, the corporations who are building these large data centers also have the fiscal responsibility and the wherewithal to pay their fair share. And so I don't think as ratepayers that we should have to pay for the build out of their infrastructure or risk any rate increases to support their businesses. And so I'm pretty simple with my comments.
All right. I appreciate hearing from you.
Thank you.
Okay. So I do want to back up. Looks like Josh Birong, I think I might have skipped you with all there was a little confusion there with the people who had joined in. So Josh, looks like you're ready to go.
I am.
All right, I'm going to spotlight you and add a C to your username. So let me swear you in. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right. State your name and spell your last name for us.
Josh Barong, Josh Birong.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not sure if everyone completely understands the purpose behind this tariff, but it's to ensure that very large customers like data centers with large demands are held accountable to pay for the infrastructure required to supply the power needs that they have. So for that reason, I am in support of this initiative. That's really all I have.
Okay. Well, thanks. Appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you.
Moving on through the J's here. Oh, I think we can skip down to Laura Lane.
I'm here. Can you see me? Oh, wait, hold on.
Not yet. There you go. Okay, great. So just hang on 1 second here. Spotlight you. Excellent. All right. So I'm going to swear you in. Raise your right hand. Do you swear?
Sorry.
That's okay. You don't know how many times I've done that. Okay. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right. Give us your name. I guess we'll spell it just so we have it, and your comment.
It's Laura Lane, LauraLane.
All right. And your comment. Go ahead.
As a Wisconsinite, I believe our communities deserve transparency and a real voice in decisions that will shape Wisconsin's future. That's why I'm deeply concerned about the rush to approve data centers across our state without adequate public input. Let me be clear, I do understand that this is a very large tariff docket that includes hyperscale data centers, and that's why my request, what I'm urging the Wisconsin Public Service Commission to do, is to reject WEPCO's proposal and pause on making any energy decisions on very large tariff dockets until the state comes up with a comprehensive plan on how to deal with these things. I know the Clean Economy Coalition of Wisconsin has publicly put out a strategic framework that the state can work with to help Wisconsin move forward in a way that makes sense. These massive facilities are going to consume enormous amounts of energy and water, strain our infrastructure, and potentially raise utility bills for families already struggling with high costs.
Let me just interrupt you for a sec.
Sure.
Can you just slow down a little bit?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, court reporter's just typing at the speed of your voice, so she's got us. If you slow down a little bit, we'd appreciate that.
Happy to.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so I'll pick back up. Most Wisconsinites have had little opportunity to understand what these projects mean for their towns, their energy grid, or their climate commitments. We're being asked to commit our state's resources to industrial scale developments before we've had a chance to ask basic questions like, who does this really benefit and who bears the costs? And for those of us who care about environmental justice, this lack of transparency is especially troubling. Too often, the burden of pollution and infrastructure falls on communities that are already facing environmental challenges and degradation. Without a pause to ensure accountability, we risk repeating that pattern. Being a good neighbor means that we think beyond just profits, and in this case, it's corporate profits for billionaires, to long-term community well-being. Rushing these projects through, whether it's putting them in the ground or whether it's making decisions about energy and who's going to pay for it at this point, is not for the common good. Before we reshape Wisconsin's energy future, the public deserves time to understand the trade-offs and voice our priorities, and the state needs to have time to come up with a comprehensive plan that makes sense. So again, I urge the Wisconsin Public Service Commissioners to reject WEPCO's proposal and pause on making any decisions about very large tariff dockets until Wisconsinites have genuine opportunities to weigh in. Our communities deserve better than backroom deals and limited comment periods. And I do have to say, just as I was ending, I was very disappointed that the Public Service Commission did not hold any in-person hearings, given the fact that this is such a wide service territory. And I felt that only 2 virtual hearings, I know people can mail or they can write in, but I really thought that given the importance of this issue, I wish that we would have had in-person hearings too, especially in areas that are seeing hyperscale data centers coming in. Thank you so much for the opportunity to comment.
All right, well, I appreciate the comment, and we'll move on. So I think we're getting close to needing a break here, but I think we'll get one more comment in and then do a 10-minute break. So before we get to that, I'm sending the link out, the chat out again with the public comment website link. And so hopefully people are catching that. And there is, if I can quickly share this with you. I think I just want to review this for people who are interested in, if they're not going to be able to comment live, I want you to see how you would do this, get to this as easily as you can. First, you can use that link. It gets you right to the comment page. This is our home page for the PSC. If you just go all the way down to the bottom, there's a link, file a public comment. So that's the easiest way to just get to where you need to be. The trick here is that now you got to find the case. So this is why I do the actual link right to here, but there's the docket that you want to file a comment in. There's the file a comment link. So that'll get you right to where you want to be to put your comment in writing. So you'll have that on the video, as well as, you can go back to the video and check that out. So if you need to review it, but I just want to let you actually see how to get there. The link will get you right to this page. The link that I've been providing will get you right here. Okay, so let's try to get one more comment in before we break, and we'll try to keep it to a 10-minute so we can get people moving here. Where were we? Okay, so that was... Laura Lane. Okay, so we have Liz Zelandius. I'm going to spell that for you. Lizzelandais.
Yes.
Okay. Great.
And when I try to get my video to work, let me try. It says that it won't allow it.
Okay, I'm gonna
You cannot start your video because it is disabled by the host.
So let me send you a pop-up that should turn it on for you, or let you turn it.
Thank you.
Yep, there you go. All right, so I'm gonna spotlight you and have you comment. So let's swear you in. You swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
All right, state your name. I already spelled it, so go ahead and just state your name.
Yeah, it's Liz, Liz, just for good measure. Z is in zebra, ELANDAIS. And I know that, I believe it was Josh who was in favor, but other than that, I have not heard people jumping up and down saying, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, let's do this. And my concern is that I have seen so many things lately. I am not a conspiracy theorist. Of course, that's kind of like what a conspiracy theorist would say, isn't it? But I worry about this being like a kangaroo court. Are we tilting with windmills to even make our comments here? But, like, let's do the best we can to, thank you for moderating this and for giving the opportunity. And I hope that they will be heard. And that is, as so many have pointed out, this poses environmental threats that have not been clearly addressed as far as how that will be handled in an efficient and thoughtful way. There are, the potential for this coming to taxpayers and ratepayers. And so just in brief, I am totally not in favor of this. And also, I mean, I am a total tech person. I am a nerd. I'm sitting here with 3 computers in front of me. I've worked on software development projects for 30 years. So I am not someone who's living off the grid. And frankly, I use AI. But to be bringing these into Wisconsin with, even though they give the facade of plans, but they have not given clear plans that can really translate into something that we can depend on as ratepayers and taxpayers and citizens and how our resources will be used. I am in total opposition to this. Thank you.
All right. Well, thanks so much for your comment. We're going to go to a brief recess. We'll just get back here at 7:30 just to make it easy for everyone. 9 minutes. So we'll try to make it quick, but we want to just give everyone's brains a little bit of a rest and the fingers a bit of a rest. So please, we'll turn off the video, but do not disconnect. Stay on the line. So we'll keep your place on the list. And yeah, so 7:30. Be back. Thanks. Okay, well, it's 7:30, so true to our word, we're going to get started again so we can get people into the record here with their comments. Looks like we have another Liz on our list. This is Liz's iPad, so it's second Liz. Do we have someone, if you do want to comment, just unmute and turn your camera on. So Liz's iPad. No, not getting. Let's give it. We got it. It's already about a minute after time, so one more chance for Liz's iPad. We're back up and running here. Okay, we'll put you down for no answer. No
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, yeah, there you are. Okay,
there.
great. No worries. Okay, I'm gonna ask you to start your video.
I did.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh, wait. There it is. It was like, there you are. There you're gone.
Hi there.
Okay, excellent. So I'll spotlight you and get you to, okay, I can see you there. Raise your right hand. Got you there. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do so swear.
Okay, great. So I have you down as Liz's iPad. Give us your name, please.
Liz Schulze, LIZSCHULZE.
Perfect. All right, go ahead.
I've moved here from different states. I grew up in Wisconsin, and I've moved back here from states that have been ruined from making very bad decisions. And I feel that we're doing that in Wisconsin now. We live here because there's very, a low population. We have so many beautiful forests and farms and beautiful lakes to take, and these data centers, they send these beautiful glossy, pamphlets and glossy brochures saying they're campuses. My elderly mother look at those and say, oh, this looks great, but they're not saying what they're going to do and just how much water they're going to use and how much electricity. And what these people have spoken so eloquently about what is actually going to happen here. And I drove down to Milwaukee the other day and I saw the beginnings of what, the landscape with all the earth movers. And there was just an article in the Milwaukee Journal a couple days ago about the dirt and the dirt mountains that are now blowing and affecting everyone's air quality before this is even started. And so there has been no transparency. We have Midwest nice, but we can't put up with this. And I feel like we're just being duped, and that these billionaires have figured out a way to, let's go take advantage of Wisconsin. They got the great clean water, and they don't really know what's going on there. And so I hope that the commissioners are not going to sell out. It seems that some have in different parts of the state before anyone else knew what was even going to happen. So I'm absolutely adamantly against these data centers going in. I understand we need to compete with other countries. We need, we need AI, but we've got to come up with some protections for ourselves and for our great state. Please, you guys, don't ruin Wisconsin. It's such a great treasure we have here. And that's the reason we put up with these awful winters. Well, if you don't like the cold, because we want to live in a beautiful, beautiful state. So thanks for letting me speak. I have my partner here who also would like to speak. Can he, or do you have to move on?
No, that's fine. Got you up here. It's quicker just to take him now. So
Go ahead.
great. Okay. So we'll have the same process with you. Where are you? There you go. All right, sir. I'm going to swear you in. So raise your right hand. Other right hand.
I was looking at this green.
Yep, I know. It does the same thing with me. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
All right, give us your name and spell it, please.
Mitchell, Mitchell. Wallowitz, Walowitz.
All right, go ahead.
Well, I really didn't have anything like prepared to say though, but back where I come from, a few guys would speak to a few guys and get this thing straightened out. Like, who do we have to, like I hear a lot of complaining about this. I don't see there's anything in it for us though, as just living around here. It's like, I feel like if we went to like the CEO of these data companies, built a house on there, charged him for the house, charged him for all the expenses, and that's kind of what they're doing to us. What's our choices? Like who? I'd like to know, like how to get this thing straightened out around here, rather than just complaining and they put it up, and then everyone gets sick, and we lose all our energy, and everybody's saying what's going on. But I mean, is just complaining about it enough? Like, I'd like to know what the next step is for real that might change this. Like, who do we have to vote for or vote out, or is it too late? And to me, it looks like it's too late, and I'm sorry about that. And I guess this is the world we're living in, and maybe some good will come out of it. I hope so. Thank you.
All right, I appreciate that. All right, so we will check out our next person. That was Liz. So we have person connected with the screen name MAL. We can take your comment if you'd like. Just let me know by unmuting, turning on your camera.
1 second on the camera.
Okay, that's fine. I can send you a pop-up that might help you find the button. Having any luck there, MAL?
Sorry, for some reason when I changed the setting, it booted me out. Can you see me and everything now?
Yes, I have you now as Zoom user. Is that the same person?
It's the same person. Yes.
Oh, okay, all right.
They kicked me out
No
of my
problem.
account and everything. So.
Oh, that's weird. Okay,
Yeah,
so I got you here. All right. So let me just. Oh, I see what happened. All right. I'm gonna spotlight you, and that worked. Yeah. So I'm going to swear you in. Raise your right hand. Swear or affirm. Tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I swear to affirm the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Great. So give us your name, spell it, please.
Mitchell, Mitchell, Lauersdorf, Lauersdorf.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so I'm not understanding why we keep having these public commissions when it seems like we have an outstanding number of the public come and be against it. Not only that, but so many people that just don't understand what these things are. Like we're still living in a time where we have mass technology and we can't even get to these boomers and Gen Xers information about what the data centers actually are. I was trying to talk to my parents about this while this whole thing was going on, and it just none of it was ringing to them. They just don't understand what this is. And even something going as far as saying like, hey, this could affect your energy prices, and they most likely will. They still didn't want to talk about it because, I don't know, America keeps telling people that peace is avoiding confrontation. And we're long past that point where we need to start talking to people and start confronting people and their bad logic. Like data centers, I want to say I'm not anti-technology. I am super for technology. In fact, I use AI as a personal writing assistant only because I'm autistic, and I think it does have a lot of uses for people with autism, neurodivergence, or disabilities in general. But what they aren't is tools for people to use as secondary to Google instead of just learning about a topic. They ask AI to do it for them, and then we wonder why colleges are turning out people who should be graduating. And
Okay, just a sec. So please, no profanities, okay?
I can't really help that. That's just part of how I talk.
Okay. Well, just try to curb it if you can.
All right. And I want to talk about the energy and air quality, because we already had, what was it? I think 1,400 residents in Rock County go without power during this last freeze. And now you're asking us to foot the bill for this massive company, even if we don't have to foot the bill. You're asking us to give energy to this company that Wisconsin residents will have no benefit from. Like, I don't want to share that. I don't want to share my resources with this giant meta company. Like, why would I want to? We already have some of the lowest air quality in the United States here in Beloit. I really don't understand how this is going to help us. And we don't even have a use for AI yet. AI keeps going under their microscope for being in debt because they can't find a use, because no one wants to pay for what they provide. And they keep getting lawsuits because of AI derangement syndrome. I forget what it's actually called, but you all know what I'm talking about, where people use AI too much and they go crazy and they think they're special and can talk to God. And until AI finds an actual use, I don't think that it needs a data center, because this is what AI is right now, is just a way for companies to skate by and pay less for customer service and pay less for advertising, and that's not benefiting the average person. If you really wanted to benefit the people, you would just give this out to disabled people and let them educate it and train it on actual models, instead of asking it over and over again if Trump is a good guy, and we keep beating the question until you get the answer you want, because that's what people use it for, and it's just not useful for any of us. And I don't want any more of companies stealing my money, even if it's a small possibility. That guy, I think his name was Josh said that, oh, this is what the code is here for, and so I'm not worried about it. Yeah, but the Constitution is here to prevent what Trump is doing right now. Guys, by the way. Yeah, so that's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
All right. Well, thanks for your comment.
Oh, wait. My grandparents wanted to say something quick.
All right, we can put them on. Just take one person at a time. So, Debbie, we're going to sanitize the profanity in the transcript. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. Okay, they're not ready to go right now?
Your name. Take a picture. Say my name too. Yeah, he'll tell you. He'll tell you.
Okay, yeah, let's see your face there, sir. So I'm going to... So just so you know, you're giving a comment in the Public Service Commission's a case before the Public Service Commission. So your comment will be read by the commissioners making a decision in the WEPCO tariff case that we're currently working on. So to give a comment, I need to swear you in. So if you can raise your right hand. And do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
So give us your name and spell it for us.
Anastasio Godina, Anastacio. Godina, Godina.
All right. We have a wonderful grandson, but we want to hear from you your opinion on the case that we're dealing with.
I do not agree with the IA coming into Wisconsin, sir.
Okay. Is that Al?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Okay. I think we're offline with that commenter. So let's move on with Maria Beltran. Maria, we have you next. If you could unmute, turn on your camera. Okay. Well, we've recognized your name. I'm pretty sure you know our process here, but let me give you one more chance. She's here.
She's here. Right there.
Okay.
God, he's beaming up.
He said he remembered your name. Hi.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh
So
yeah,
hi.
you remember me. I thought you were retarded. Okay, come on, let's go.
Oh, I
Let's go.
got plenty of time. Don't worry.
Okay.
I will always. I'll be here for you guys. Don't worry. Okay. So Oh boy, your Zoom thing is really. Okay. So we have you in the pink.
Yes.
Let me swear you in. Raise your right hand.
Can we do that on one screen this
Oh,
time?
she wants the baby. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you're gonna be able to. Can you adjust that to just focus on the one? I think if you go presenter, presenter mode, maybe.
That's okay. You know what? I just won't look. I'll be fine.
Oh no, they got it. Yeah, excellent. Thanks. Okay, so I got you there. Raise your right hand. Swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I swear.
All right, give us your name and comment. Oh, you got to spell it for us because we don't
Okay.
have it here. Okay.
All right, Maria Beltran, Maria Beltran, Beltran.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for allowing me to give my testimony tonight. Please do not cut my connection. I demand that you do not approve nor support any data centers here in Wisconsin. Like everyone else against this has said, I hope you are truly listening. Do not approve it. Let them build them in space as they want to. Make it mandatory for them to pay 100%. Did you hear me? 100%. I demand that they pay 100% of all costs. I refuse for myself and the people to pay or contribute for their own deaths due to poisoning our air, soil, now our water. Last night, my children lost their stepmother to ILD lung disease. While some ILDs have no known cause, others stem from environmental exposure. I have an autoimmune disease also, and I just lost my Medicaid, Medicare. I just refilled my medicine and I paid over $300. And because of just that, I couldn't pay my energy bills. For my owner occupied duplex, my energy bills totaled $430 the past month. I support myself and my husband, who is also disabled, and my 3 young grandsons, 9, 8, and 7. I want to live. I don't want to lose any more family or community members or anyone in our state. I want you to take this seriously. And while you stay up at night today, remember my life and others are in your hands if you approve this. Thank you. That's all I have to say. I'm
Thank you,
against
Maria.
it.
Thank you very much. Okay, Martha Alberth. Would you like to comment? Oh, I'm sorry. Whoops, I got the wrong person. Martha's. Oh, did you move on me? Yeah. Okay. I see you're unmuted. Can you start your video?
Actually, I've already submitted a comment online.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you admitting to that and letting me know. And now I can give someone else a chance. So let me just indicate here, no comment for now. All right, thanks. And yeah, so that's important for people to realize that your comment, if you filed a written comment, commissioners will read it just like they'll read the transcript. So be aware that if you could avoid making a comment now, we'll just get new people in to the process today at the hearing. So how about Mark Putman?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, great. You'd like to comment? Can you get your screen on?
Yeah, yes, I can.
Oh, there you go. Perfect. All right.
Okay.
You. All right. Great. So raise your right hand. We'll swear you in. Swear or affirm. Tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yep. Yes.
All right. Can you state your name, spell it, please, and then go ahead with your comment.
Yeah. My name is Mark Putman. M-A-R-K P-U-T-M-A-N. I'm speaking in opposition to what has been proposed for the very large customer. This is, an issue of affordability as well as public health and the environment. I do not like how it is structured, so that I don't believe it will prevent ratepayers from picking up the tab of the data centers. The data centers need to be paying the full 100%, and the 75-25 arrangement just doesn't work, especially when people are already struggling with very high power bills and an affordability crisis when it comes to housing. They're already struggling to pay their own energy. They can't afford to be picking up the tab for somebody else. That's just not fair. And in the full context of everything that these data centers, all the harm that they do cause, it is, from the fossil fuel usage, an enormous public health burden. It's hard, in addition to people getting sick, years lost on their lives, people dying. And when you try and put a price on these things, on something that is priceless, clean air and clean water is priceless, but when you try and put a price on it, the cost is comparable to the cost it took to make that energy in the first place. And so that in itself is something that the data centers aren't going to be held responsible for. And when it comes to the climate impact, about how much fuel we're going to need to burn to power these, those are long-term costs that we're going to be dealing with for decades. And those data centers will not be covering those costs either. And so that part is out of the scope, but I'm hoping to show my frustration for, why in particular, if they're not gonna, they already have a lot of costs they're gonna be shifting on us for decades to come on our health and our environment. So at the very least, we hope they can cover the costs of the power that they use, at the very least. So I would prefer an adjustment to that to make it so that the data centers pay the full cost, as well as the loopholes I think people have mentioned before, lowering the threshold for what is a very large customer, because I am worried that they will just split up their project into little phases. So no one project it reaches the threshold, and that would be a way to loophole. I think it'd be better to just follow, I think it was 20 megawatts or what other kind of states have been following. That would be my main ask. And I know people have talked about, I know sometimes people will say like there's benefits to AI and stuff, but ultimately how much of the current AI usage is going to the very specific things they say are going to be helping us. And so when all things are said and done, the value that these data centers provide, it's not a public service that they're doing to us. And so they need to be paying the full cost of the power that they use. If they're going to profit off of it, they got to pay for it. And that's it. That's what I have to say. Thank you.
Appreciate that. Thanks very much. All right. So we had Martha, Megan Pierce. There you are. Put you on spotlight. Excuse me. All right, let me swear you in. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Please state your name and spell it, please.
Megan, Meghan, Pierce, Pierce.
Thanks. Go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight on this proposal. I am also against the proposal. I feel like data centers must pay their own way, and we must ensure that Wisconsinites do not subsidize.
Sorry, it's breaking up too much. I feel like data centers must pay their own way.
I'm gonna get close to my microphone, and does this help?
It does, yes.
Okay, sorry for the close-up on my face. We must ensure that Wisconsinites do not subsidize big tech billionaires through high energy bills. Both We Energies and big tech are trying to take advantage of the AI boom to line their pockets off of data centers at the expense of their customers. We must make sure that to protect ratepayers from subsidizing costs, Data centers must pay for 100% of the new energy demand, including the costs of new infrastructure, such as new gas and renewable projects and new transmission lines. The current proposal does not adequately protect We Energy's customers. And as others have said, it should have a low enough threshold to be requiring data centers to participate so that all data centers are included. And protect for the full lifetime infrastructure so that data center owners can't walk away and leave the rest of the customers on the hook to pay for it. And prioritize new clean energy to avoid risky gas prices and ease access to clean energy resources. We Energies and WPS's proposal to the Commission does not meet these key metrics, so we need to work to protect our families, our neighbors, our communities from footing the bill for billion-dollar big tech companies. Thank you for your time.
Thanks for your comment. So let's move on. So we have PK and Jude Kuhn, I think. It's Kuenn. See you there.
It is Keen.
Okay, that was a tough one.
You
Sorry about that.
You have to be a Brewer fan. That'd be Harvey Keen.
Okay. All right. Well, let me swear you in. Raise your right hand. You swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
All right. State your name, please.
Paul Keen, Paulkuenn.
All right. Go ahead.
I'm very against the proposal for both the AI and We Energies and Wisconsin. All those combined, people forget that they also are in ownership of American Transmission Company as well. So they have to realize, everybody that's not quite sure what's going on, that these monopolies only make money with capital investments. Our bills pay for mainly maintenance, and they can up that because they'll be increasing maintenance costs. But if they put in a new power plant, new transmission lines, that's where their investors make hundreds of millions of dollars. Keep in mind, the CEO of We Energies makes 32 million plus. That does not include his bonuses. So they have plenty of money to back this up themselves. The AI companies also have more than enough funding to get this going without the need of our payments towards that. So we should have them cover 100% minimally of all costs. There should also be a trust created on their part for backing up any future failures, whether it's the company's failures, the power failures. Again, we have to look towards the future. And keep in mind that chips alone in the last 10 years have multiplied with their data points over 10 million per chip. So in 10 years, you could be looking at maybe a billion or trillion more data points per chip. Maybe this whole company could be built in a 10 by 10 shed. So is the need for these monstrous companies to be built in the first place? We have to have a check and balance here from future, past history. Everything has to be combined for our safety. In water use, it has to be part of a closed system. They can't just keep pumping water through wells. It has to be a closed loop system. For cooling purposes, they'll have to pay to cool the water going through that closed loop. They should not be allowed to take excess water other than what's needed at any given moment and have that just run through constant processes. So we have to look at how the center's built. That has to be part of the public's eye as well. Make sure it's feasible We do probably need them in the future, not for us. I don't trust AI. They can't even spell most words on your phone. So why would I trust them? But I know a lot of information is used for medical purposes and corporation building, but we have to keep them in check. So thank you very much for allowing the comments.
Absolutely. Thanks for being here. All right. So Rich Stasek, I'm assuming that's utility personnel, so we won't take a public comment from that person. How about Sam A?
I already submitted online.
Okay, thank you. Move on to Samantha Dukas, Doucas.
That's mean.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't quite catch what you said there.
Yeah, that's mean.
Oh, there we go. Okay, excellent. Okay, I see you there. And once you settle down, we can get your comment. Great, excellent. All right, so welcome. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, so state and spell your name and go ahead with your comment.
Samantha Dukas, Samantha Doucas.
Perfect, thanks.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to first off state my name again, Samantha Dukas. I'm organizer with the Party for Socialism and Liberation in Milwaukee. First off, I want to say this explicitly. I know numerous groups, PSL Milwaukee and Madison being one of them, requested that.
I'm sorry, what Milwaukee? PSM?
PSL, the Party for Socialism and Liberation
I'm
in
sorry.
Milwaukee. Yeah. Yeah, so I know for a fact that multiple groups, PSL Milwaukee included, requested that these hearings be held in person, particularly in the most affected areas, that being in We Energy service areas, that being Port Washington, Wisconsin, and Mount Pleasant, Wisconsin, along with other sites that would be bearing the energy burden of this tariff case, being Milwaukee and Kenosha, which also has a data center proposal. And the PSC rejected that, instead opting for this virtual option, which I don't think has been managed very efficiently. And I wish it had been managed more efficiently. It's taken far more time than a in-person hearing, having been at in-person hearings myself on numerous occasions. So I wish there had been an in-person option, and I wish the PSC had done its due diligence in providing an in-person options in the most affected areas. I think it's negligent for the PSC to not present such an option. Yeah, so I just wanted to express that to start off with. And I had been recently talking to a former PSC commissioner, Dan Eastman, when he was a commissioner a couple decades ago, and under the when Tommy Thompson was governor, so maybe a few decades ago, the PSC would make a far greater effort to go in person to affected areas. They were, as in his words, up and down the state. And I wish that the PSC of today would be as responsible as the PSC of before. I want to also say I'm in complete opposition, and I want to speak against this tariff case. I'll echo what others have said already. 500 megawatts is far too large of a threshold for classification of a very large customer. Very large customers around the country, and the definition of them typically begin at 20 megawatts. 20 to 25 megawatts is the norm. So to accept this proposal from We Energies would be a slap in the face to all the other, not just the residents of Wisconsin, but all the other utilities and their opinions in the country. So I urge the PSC to reject that threshold. Second, I think the 75-25% arrangement, where 25% of the bespoke resource, the cost of the bespoke resources, would fall onto residents of Wisconsin, is also egregious. These data centers, they're unwanted to begin with. You can go to Port Washington, you can go to Kenosha, you can go to Caledonia, you can go to any of these affected places, even within the We Energy service area, and they tell you that they don't want a data center there. Mount Pleasant would tell you that it is a alternative to Foxconn, but it is equally not wanted. We've seen people come out time and time again saying the data centers aren't wanted. What does the PSC, why would the PSC think that we would want to pay for any percentage of data centers or very large customers, energy costs, electricity, maintenance, or provision of the bespoke resource to them? Why would the PSC even entertain that? This needs to be thrown out. We Energies needs to come back with a far more reasonable proposal, one where the actual VLC pays 100% of the bespoke resource without any qualifications. There should be no question as to who should be paying for this. People are sick of paying for the profits of these billion-dollar corporations. They're already paying for them in the form of tax increment districts throughout the state where these proposals are being made. They're paying for them in the fact that data centers don't pay sales or use tax exemptions, which is already a crime in of themselves. Sales tax in Milwaukee County alone is 8%. I can't opt out of paying the 8% sales tax on any items I buy. Why should a data center be able to opt out of them? They're not even job providers. Nominally, the tax breaks that are given to very large customers to data centers are supposed to be for them providing jobs, but long-term jobs are few and far between with data centers. On average, a data center building only employs about 20 people. That's statistics from Virginia government statistics, by the way. And third off, I want to say the protection on this in this proposal, the only lasting for 10 years, is also a slap in the face. Wisconsin already has a problem with stranded energy assets in terms of old coal power plants. We really cannot afford to be on the hook for what comes after 10 years, because if we're requisitioning electricity, we're requisitioning new facilities, we're building new facilities for data centers, which is already in a bubble. They may not be building these in 10 or so years. We'll still be on the hook for the energy costs. The tariff should, any good tariff would have 30 plus years of guaranteed protection, not just 10. It's truly sickening. And I urge the PSC, I've been very disappointed in the PSC in the past, basically rubber stamping whatever We Energy's WEC group proposes to the PSC. I would like the PSC to actually this time actually use some rationale when it comes to this and actually adhere to your mission. You should be adhering to your mission on actually, offering hearings in the locations that are most affected, but at least adhere to your mission when it comes to, responsibly regulating the utility companies and providing fair and equitable electricity provision for residents from, investor-held utilities. You should reject this. It is not fair. It is not equitable to saddle 25% of what, Clean Wisconsin already, has identified as, data center is going to take up 100% of, the equal amount to all residents in the state of Wisconsin. To saddle, a 75-25% split like this would automatically increase residents' bills 25%. That's not something that we can afford. We have bills, and these billion-dollar data center companies, they don't have bills. They've already received sales and use tax benefits. They've already received property tax deferrals in the forms of TIDs. So you can have them pay one bill. They can pay one bill if they're going to be here. Again, they shouldn't be here. We don't want them here. People on this call have said they don't want them here. People at their common councils have said they don't want them here. We need a statewide moratorium now beyond just a tariff docket. But if we're going to have a tariff docket and Microsoft is going to be here in Mount Pleasant, as they say they are, we need the tariff docket. We need the tariff to cover 100%. 100% of the bespoke resources need to be paid by the utility. You need to be paid by the user, by the data centers. It's unacceptable. It's unconscionable that the PSC would even be, offering this. I know there are interveners in this case. who have done their excellent due diligence in identifying the same issues that I have identified. And I implore you to listen to their expert testimony instead of, again, rubber stamping whatever We Energies does. You're supposed to be responsible. You're supposed to be responsible to the people. You're supposed to heed the people and what they're saying. Go and do. Reject this out of hand. It's an insult. It's an insult to the people of Wisconsin, and I won't have it anymore. I know we've been seeing each other quite a bit, Michael. It's common, but I would like to see you in person so we can actually get this across again, in person in Port Washington, in person in Kenosha, in person in Caledonia, in person in Mount Pleasant. So the people who are actually most affected by this can actually speak their mind. And until we get rid of these big tech corporations, we're going to keep having this tariff issue. So again, I will just to cement it really easily for you. 1, reject this tariff out of hand. 2, make sure We Energies comes back with something that has the data center companies, the very large customers, paying 100% of their bespoke resource costs. And then 3, actually lower the threshold for what qualifies as a very large customer. It should be 20 to 25 megawatts. 4, protections need to be much greater so that Wisconsinites don't end up with the bill again, because that's what these tech companies are counting on. The Wisconsinites will pick up their bills. Any other business owner would not suggest that the residents of Wisconsin need to pick up the bills for them. They would do the responsible thing and pay their bills themselves. I don't want to be in a situation where I'm picking up the bill for a tech company who wants to replace my job using AI. It's sickening. All right, that's all I have to say. Have a good night, Micah.
Thanks, Sam. Terry, we got you next. Any comment from Terry? Just unmute for me. Turn on your screen, please. So I hope people are aware of this. Let's just review what we have here. So we have this list of participants, and it's, I think I'm able, yeah, I can show it here. Never did that before. But this is our list of participants, just in case you need to see it. There's a button on your Zoom screen that says participants, and this is the order of people that I'm calling. So Terry's next, then Tom and Nancy. Yusef, I don't think you commented yet. I know we've spoken before. And then we have a phone number and Sophia, Sophie, but I don't know if we're going to be able to hear you because I don't see a microphone on your connection. So Terry, if you are around and want to speak, please unmute. Okay, I'm going to mark you down as no comment then. And we'll hear from Tom and Nancy. You know who you are. Okay.
We know who we are.
You know who you are. We're going to keep your camera off. Do you still have that background on?
Oh, I think I took the background off.
All right, let's try to get you on the screen then. I'm going to ask you to start video. You should see a pop-up.
That's okay. Okay.
Any luck? You did see that didn't come up?
I didn't see a pop-up, but
okay.
But I think I can. Let me just.
Yeah, if you can turn it on, that'd be great.
Now I'm having trouble getting. Yeah, there we are. I think we got it. Okay. How about that? Is that working?
I'm not seeing yet, but we're gonna move. We're gonna take your comment anyway. We'll
okay.
Get that going here. So we just want to take one person at a time. So if who wants to go first, or do you both? Do you both want to speak? Okay,
just Nancy.
Just Nancy. Okay. All right. So let me swear you in, Nancy. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right. So give us your name and spell it, please.
Nancy, Nancy, Kriofsky, Kriofsky.
Perfect. All right, girl, go ahead with your comment.
Okay, I'm an 87-year-old retired registered nurse with a public health background, and I'm concerned when I witness Wisconsin counties accepting the many data centers being built or proposed with their huge need for energy. Energy that will require more new utilities to be built as well. And the utilities will be powered mainly by gas, which produces methane, a very potent substance to the atmosphere. The excess cost of these utilities that will add to our climate change situation should not result in a charge to our citizens. The very wealthy owners of the data centers should bear the cost of any construction and increases in electricity costs resulting from the data center construction and operation, as our Wisconsin citizens will be paying even more with their health. I urge the PSC to vote no on this project. Also, because I learned about the causes of frequent severe weather changes and that the US is the second largest contributor to climate change in the world, I have joined two organizations. One is Citizens Climate Lobby here in Wisconsin, whose members regularly contact our government officials to obtain legislation to decrease and mitigate global warming. I've also joined Healthy Climate Wisconsin, whose members are made up of medical personnel such as doctors, nurses, therapists, and so on, who see patients throughout Wisconsin with conditions that are frequently related to the increasing out-of-control weather situations. Its mission is to educate their patients regarding the dangers to our health due to climate change and lobby Wisconsin politicians regarding what measures can be taken to protect Wisconsin citizens from these increasing dangers. When I retired from nursing in my 70s, I still wanted to somehow contribute. So my husband and I tutored in a central city school in Milwaukee. There were frequent absences of the children, and we learned that many of them had asthma. We recently learned that Milwaukee hospital emergency departments see the most frequent amount of asthma cases in children in our nation. There is a definite link between asthma and climate change and many other conditions. The majority of scientists in the US and throughout the world have stated that the cause of climate change is man-made through the overuse of dangerous gases, one of which is methane, that trap excess carbon dioxide in the upper atmosphere. The result is that the Earth is increasingly becoming warmer and the polar areas are melting, which is causing great harm to our Earth and its population. We're seeing these changes more frequently here in Wisconsin, and we need to take action now. We should not be adding more methane to our climate. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks very much, Nancy. Yusuf, we have you up next.
I was just here to observe.
Okay. Thanks. All right, we have a phone number ending in 002. I'll ask you to unmute. And to do that, you'll need to push *6. If you want to comment, please do so. Just give you a second to get to your keyboard. Okay, it looks like no comment from 002. Put that as a no answer for now. Okay, Sophie Tucker, can you, if you want to make a comment, I'm not seeing a microphone connected to your account, so I'm not sure if we can take your comment on Zoom. But if you have a microphone, please unmute and let me know if you would like to comment. Yeah, I'm not seeing a way to do that. Well, don't forget there is an opportunity to file a written comment. We can review that again. But at this point, we're going to back up to the top of our list. That's probably not what you would like to hear, but the people who haven't been spoken yet want to hear that. So we have Austin K. I haven't heard from you yet, so you joined after we passed through the A's. So let me ask you if you'd like to comment.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay, can you turn on your screen? I'm sorry, your camera. I can send you a pop-up that'll let you do that. Okay, there you are.
Hi there.
Okay, yeah, got you all set. Okay, it looks like you're like in an old style film developing room. It's like very red.
That'd be cool.
It's like a, yeah, it brings back memories. Okay, so let me swear you in. Raise your right hand. Swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
All right, state and spell your name, please.
My name is Austin Kopitsky, AustinKopItzke.
All right, go ahead.
All right, I second the in-person hearing comment made before. In addition to the virtual ones, I think in-person has a lot of value, especially for important decisions like this. I'll try to keep it short and succinct. I do not support the data center or infrastructure developments as they stand right now. It's inappropriate business and political politics management, and it's an extortion of a population which these authorities claim responsibility for. My comment is for responsibility and transparency for human health, non-human health, environmental impact, and financial burden. For the health, research is inconclusive at best regarding electrical magnetic field exposure causing cancer and other adverse health effects. The tariff speaks of enabling large amounts of power transfer, which creates these fields. So what is the safe amount of electrical magnetic and electrical magnetical field generation that's going to be happening from this infrastructure and from these data centers? Since there is a inconclusive health hazard, these entities are producing a health hazard that we don't understand what is the impact. So at least tell us, what are we being exposed to? That should fundamentally be part of any policy regarding these kinds of EMF fields. The rhetoric of this tariff and business arrangement, and rhetoric is general, I didn't read everything, but it just refers to what's in the tariff in general, and the business arrangement should address these health concerns with transparency. I haven't seen any of that being talked about. That's why I mentioned the rhetoric. The safe amount of exposure in Gauss or microtesla, not new made-up measurements like specific absorption rate. Just tie it back to Gauss and microtesla and everybody can understand it.
I'm sorry, just tie it back to
Gauss or microtesla, because that's kind of the general measure of energy in the context of EMF fields. What's the exact amplitude, current, and power of the lines and infrastructure in the units of Gauss or microtesla, not made-up measurements. The projected strength of the infrastructure's field for specific ranges up to 15 miles from location of power. So I would, like, every 100 feet from the source of power, take a measurement for the first 1,000 feet. After 1,000 feet, every 1,000 feet, take a measure up to 5 miles. After 5 miles, take a measure every 1 mile up to 15 miles. It's simple, it's straightforward, it covers 15 miles from there, addresses what are people being exposed to. These concerns must be addressed before construction begins due to the nature of health hazard. And the measurements must be taken at least monthly if operation ever happens to ensure the field is still safe after it's built. Surge periods should be accounted for. No, none of this, oh, our operational capacity or our operational norm is such. Cover the range, minimum operational norm surge. And most importantly, what is the safe amount of exposure that presents no risk for negative health consequences? This is not defined, this is not addressed. We should be spending money on defining that safety if we are going to be creating these infrastructures. Regarding the environment, lower the threshold of what qualifies as a very large customer to 20 megawatts or less. That's kind of the standard. We don't need to change it. Also, the current proposal is absurd, negligent, and should have been professionally thrown out based on that alone. Full study of, jumping ships a little here, full study of insects, animals, plants, and all species of life in the impact area, development area, to ensure biodiversity is upheld and no threatened, endangered, or critical for life creatures are disrupted for human convenience. It's kind of known that there's microcultures of insects and plants and animals within a certain region that add great value to the region, regardless if they're endangered or threatened. That's what that last part of the comment is meant for, to address those who are not specifically on a worldwide endangered list. Clean energy, like sun energy or renewable energy, located at the site of energy consumption to provide for 90% of the energy demands. Transparent calculation of water intake and management. So the chemical composition of the water at the time of intake, chemical composition during use, chemical composition when water exits the facility, chemical composition when water exits the grounds. There's a difference between when water leaves the facility and when it leaves the grounds of the facility, like runoff. Volume of water intake, holding, and discharge, and the full path of water flow. Regarding the land, for every tree, shrub, flower, and plant misplaced in any potential or actual development, there should be a park consisting of high biodiversity content being built using regenerative sustainable practices of a size equal to 25 square feet for every count of one displacement. I only say that at the end so that you guys don't have to debate about what's the exchange of value on, well, we replace one tree. If you take down a tree, 25 square feet of park's placed.
I'm sorry, 25 square
feet.
Thank you.
For every non-human animal, insect, bird, fish, or thing which can move of its own body that gets misplaced, a nature preserve with property rights and legal terms which dedicates the space entirely to nature, no human development or infrastructure, for eternity of the size equal to 25 square feet per count of one displacement. That will ensure the non-human entities have jurisdiction in our world as well, because we are not the only ones living here. Regarding the financial aspects, the businesses, politicians, decision makers of these data centers and tech companies ought to pay for and be responsible for 100% of their costs with no promise of repayment. I understand the desire as a business to want that security. I'm going to put up a bunch of money, so I want to make sure I'm going to get something out of it. But there's a point where that breaks down, because you have society and a population of people that are now going to be bearing the burden of failure, while those business decision makers and politicians have covered their risks by ensuring the people with they have taken power away from are responsible for their decisions. And that goes to the last point of, why are the poor, low, middle class people paying for billionaire projects? Most of us already live paycheck to paycheck, and now the Wisconsin people and general population get to bear the financial burden of the billionaire decisions, while they ensure they get off with no risk. Thank you for the time to speak, and that is my last comment. Is there any clarification we asked for?
No, I think, Gauss, I'm just going to spell that for the court reporter, make sure I'm confirming with you. It's Gauss?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. All right, so with that, thanks very much. We'll take the next person. Appreciate it. All right. Oh, we're not, let me see. Brittany Keys, we have you up next. And I think you're one of our fast talkers, in speed is what I'm talking about. So let me, there we go, spotlight you. So just keep that in mind. We'll get you going here. So raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, give us your name and comment, please.
My name is Brittany Keys, Brittany. Last name Keys, Keyes. I am commenting today as a staff with Healthy Climate Wisconsin, an organization of health professionals across the state, committed to environmental justice and a livable future and addressing climate change for the health of our patients and communities. And today, with respect to this VLC tariff proposed by We Energies, I'm asking that the PSC ensure that there will be no discounts for data centers. We have been promised by the utilities and some of the big tech CEOs or higher ups that they would pay their own way. A lot of communities facing these projects have been repeatedly told, and the people of greater Wisconsin, that we would not pay anything else. Unfortunately, that is not what is written. That is not what is before the PSC. 75% is not 100%. When two of these hyperscale data centers are looking to require more energy than all the households in Wisconsin, that is a very large number. And 25% of that out of the gates will be displaced on ratepayers is a very large number. And there is a large percentage of Wisconsinites that are struggling with a high energy burden. As health professionals, we see energy burden as a public health issue. We've heard from folks that are having to make very difficult decisions on whether to pay their energy bills or other very important things in their life. And this should not be the case because we have the Public Service Commission. The Public Service Commission is tasked to ensure affordable rates in the face of these legal monopoly utilities. This VLC tariff, in addition to not being 100%, requiring big tech to pay 100%, it also has a threshold of for this VLC at 500 megawatts, which is an extreme outlier when you look at all other tariff cases throughout the country. The Department of Energy says a large user is 20 megawatts, and the absolute highest the PSC should consider is 100. What We Energies and the tech companies are proposing is egregious. It is unfair to all Wisconsinites. So I ask that the PSC protect Wisconsinites, ensuring that big tech pays for all of their costs. 100% equals 100%. Lower the threshold to 20 megawatts in line with what the Department of Energy says a large user is. Also, this VLC is set to sunset after 10 years, which is very concerning considering a lot of this infrastructure will be paid out through its lifetime, which is often 3 decades. That leaves high concern that then the cost will be shifted after this tariff sunsets completely to the ratepayers, which is incredibly unjust and should not be the case. And again, is not 100%. This tariff also says that ratepayers will be on the hook for all fuel costs. And given that there are already gas plants approved to meet the needs of Microsoft, we saw that with Oak Creek and Paris, Microsoft's data center and Energy Man being what justified that project. That's a lot of fuel cost that is vulnerable to the volatility of greater market prices. Again, 100% of their energy expenses needs to be covered by big tech. And this absolutely needs to be written in the tariff or this VLC rate case to protect Wisconsinites. We also ask that the VLC ensure that data centers meet their energy needs with clean energy. Data centers pose a significant public health risk and harm, both from the backup generators on site, but really the biggest comes from the air pollution from the fossil fuels burnt to meet their energy needs. We're already seeing We Energies put in buy-sell dockets and proposals to purchase 2 newly proposed gas plants in southeast Wisconsin, areas already overburdened with air pollution. This should not be an option. We also should ensure that if these data centers are coming to Wisconsin, they are not taking the clean energy that is supposed to decarbonize our grid, help clean the air in our communities, and give us healthier communities. It should not be taking away the clean energy that is going to help Wisconsin meet its clean energy goals. So again, I ask that the PSC uphold its mission and it demand a very strong tariff VLC to protect ratepayers, make sure 100% is 100%. The threshold is in line with what the Department of Energy says is a large user. Ensure they pay all of their fuel costs. They meet their energy demands with clean energy without taking it from the greater Wisconsin grid. And then also develop a community impact fund to support the communities that are being harmed right now by these developments. There is precedent for this to help communities suffering from energy burden, and we need this to also support communities suffering in the face of these data center developments in Wisconsin. So again, I ask no discounts for data centers, and thank you for the opportunity to comment tonight.
Okay, thanks, Brittany. Okay, so Debbie, how are you doing?
Okay, just stretching.
Okay. All right, we have a few more people, so let's push on here to Don Ferber. See you there. Okay, get your name. Oh, did not get your name. Well, that's okay. We got you. Let me just spotlight you. All right, Don. Let me swear you in. Raise your right hand. Swear or affirm. Tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
All right. State and spell your name, please.
Don Ferber, DonFerber.
Great. Go ahead.
Thank you. Good to see you again. First time this year, Michael.
That's right. Won't be the last.
You can count on it.
All right.
I could even wish you a Happy New Year. But anyhow, on to the serious stuff. I'm concerned, and we're not going to resolve this all tonight, but I want to sort of reminder that I feel like we're dealing with an out-of-date regulatory system here that really isn't serving us well when we're looking at, again, rewarding a utility for adding capital investments and where customers bear the burden and take the risks, not the shareholders. They're ones making investments. Risk is part of investment. When or others become customers of a utility, they expect to pay for the energy they're getting, not the energy somebody else is using. So I think there's a real problem here with the system, and it's at a time when We Energies and their shareholders are making record profits. But despite that, in the system, Public Service Commission, okay, it's public service where your mission, part of the mission, is to provide affordable energy. And I think that's critical here, that there should be no loopholes or scenarios where other customers would bear any of the burden of the energy bills of others, which is what they're looking to potentially do here. Utility bills, as you've heard already many times, are too high and unaffordable already for many. They're paying for their own energy, which is already unaffordable. And residential customers are paying higher rates than businesses anyhow. So I'm very concerned that even going into the decision-making here, there's been a lack of transparency and information provided about the energy demand, water demand, environmental impacts of these data centers that We Energies wants to serve, and how that's all going to affect us. And, all this should be part of public decision-making. This should not be hidden when you have companies coming in with this level of impact where we're not being provided good energy, good information rather, good energy too in some cases. And that's a problem where, we shouldn't be making decisions based on that without the public having this energy in the first place. So, I also don't understand We Energy's claim to say, hey, the data centers are paying their way, and yet there's a 75-25 split on that. How does that not burden the customers? I don't understand that. Maybe there's some new fuzzy math in here I don't understand. Anyhow, it's also looking like some of this in terms of the what I regard as giveaway to the data centers is induced demand by the utility to here to make profits. That's what they want to do. That's their key thing. And within what's being asked for here, as has been pointed out time and again, large customer tariff starts off at too high a power demand. Not only does this not cover enough of companies, but it really allows a loophole for big tech to come in here and game the system. We already know that when there are power requirements, people say, okay, that's the limit. Okay, I'll come in just under that. So there are a lot of ways they could game the system here that doesn't make it fair. As has been talked about too, this proposal does not ensure all costs will be covered, especially long-term. Power plants operate generally for 40, 50 years, although we've seen a lot of problems already with them having to be shut down early. So that's a concern there. About the demand, and they're not being asked to pay for that pull period. If you need a power requirement for these data centers, they should pay the full cost of that, period. Whatever that time frame is, they pay for it if they want it. There's also the risk of data center market collapse. We know there's this AI boom right now, but there's a lot of talk about efficiencies or other things. They're not making the money right now. Again, if you build these things, if they don't have the requirement to cover all the costs for whatever time period these plants operate, this puts the cost off on the rest of us. And then there's obviously the risk of stranded assets, not only because of a market collapse or them withdrawing, but energy prices vary too. We already know that clean energy is cheaper than gas plants, but yet that's what's being talked about a lot here is to build gas plants to serve these data centers. And also, we're only talking about the internal costs for these power sources, the utilities, not only the direct environmental impacts, but the cost of pollution and community impacts and the people and environment without requirements of clean energy, those are going to be put off on people already, even if they did cover all the costs. So I think there's a problem there too in terms of how that's being handled. So, data centers should really pay their own way. That if they have all this money from these big tech companies, they should have the money to invest to lower the cost, the energy use, environmental impacts, and risks to their customers. For instance, there's geothermal is one method, and also solar. You put those together with the size of these data centers, they could be doing a lot of this on site to certainly very much lower the power demand that might have to come from offsite. They're not even talking about this, not being held accountable. We Energy certainly isn't going to ask to do that because they're not going to make the money off this. But if they have the money, they have the money to invest up front, where a place like Epic Systems in Verona has chosen to put in geothermal because it pays off in the long run. And these companies could actually be lowering their costs if they could do that, but they're worried about what the utility might not let them do that, or might not be friendly to them otherwise if they would do that. So they're not even looking at these things. We're not talking about these things, which could really change what's needed here. There are also other means of dealing with the power demand, with demand response and virtual power systems, storage to meet and have flexible power requirements for these data centers. Again, I haven't heard much talk about that. Instead, it's looking like We Energies just wants to provide the energy to enhance their profits. And there have been other means through distributed energy too. If we had community solar, if we had third-party solar, these companies could be investing in other places. the big tech to add some of the power that we would all benefit from, and that's not being done or allowed either. So, you know, and also when they put in these deck centers, they produce a lot of heat. Why is that not being talked about, either produce energy or support the community that they're in with that heat? So, you know, I think we're really allowing looks like this is going to allow utilities and big corporations to profit at the expense of the rest of us, and sort of like gaming the system that they can get away with this. And it's in effect really a reverse Robin Hood. And I thought we were trying to be done with that. So this is just not the direction we should be going, to allow the big corporations and utilities to profit at the expense of the rest of us. And it's really a plan to support their profits while residential customers will assume most of the risk. That's just not fair. That's not right. It's not providing affordable energy. It is not public service. So I'm asking the Public Service Commission to reject this proposal. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, keep going down the list, but we still have people at the top here. Dustin Teske, Teske.
That's me.
Yeah, all right, great.
I'm that person, Michael. Thank you.
All right, excellent. I see you there. So, excuse me. I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All
So
right.
we're married.
All right, so let's just have you state and spell your name for the record.
Yes, Dustin Teske, D-U-S-T-I-N, Teske, T-E-S-K-E.
Go ahead.
So let me just start by saying that I oppose this measure. I want to be very clear and explicit up front that I oppose this measure. Up until this point in time, the leverage has not been to the constituents, to the state of Wisconsin. In 2023, we provided state tax incentives via our budget to the data centers, to these technology groups, to open the doors, the business for things like this. I don't know. I don't remember what our opportunity was to weigh in as a state at that time, but I definitely feel today that we didn't understand the ramifications of those decisions. This tariff, this focus, this discussion today is about We Energy and rates. So I really want to be clear and explicit as to where we are and what opportunity we have. All problems are opportunities, gift wrapped as a problem. We now have the opportunity through this tariff with We Energies, as the people of the state, through the Public Service Committee, to raise a voice, stand together, and ask this negotiation to slow down or stop. We do not have to make this easy. We have already given the incentives to the data centers, to the businesses through our tax incentives. We do not have to continue to discount Wisconsin's futures, our futures as individuals within this great state, on behalf of this movement. That does not say that you cannot oppose the data centers or support the data centers, but as Wisconsinites, our ability to maintain our futures does come through the things that we pay for and where we spend our money. So I just want to spend a few seconds talking a little bit about the rate changes through We Energy over the last several years. When I use AI, Grok, Google's AI, in order to take a look at this, what it tells me is that the residential energy costs in Wisconsin have risen significantly since 2000, with electric rates consistently exceeding the regional Midwest average for over the last 2 decades. From the time period of 1999 to 2024, yearly, we've seen a 3.49% increase in our energy rates. That average bill has grown from the average Wisconsinite from $56.18 in 2004 to $128.65 in 2024. In reading a WPR news article in relationship to the last rate increase, which is the 25-26 rate increase, what that states is that the commission approved an 8.79% overall electric rate increase over the next 2 years. Included in this article, there is a note as to why We Energies was passing this rate on. We Energies had requested to boost its profit rate from to 10%, but the commission, which I believe is a public service,
I'm sorry, boosted its profits rate from
to 10%, but the commission opted to keep it unchanged at 9.8%. So one way to increase profits is to increase the rate. Another way is to increase the price. If the price remains the same and the rate increases, they gain more. If the rate remains the same and the price goes up, they gain more. This is our time to slow down, and we need this time. Let me just introduce a few reasons as to why. We need to consider all the ancillary costs associated with the energy alone. It's not just about the power lines coming up and the infrastructure being built. It's also about all the construction vehicles traveling on the roads, destroying our bridges. And if I remember correctly from history, the reason why the Roman Empire fell, the reason we knew it did, is because the bridges collapsed. And I don't think we're investing in our infrastructure as far as transportation or energy the same way we did 50 years ago. We need time to consider the additional regulations towards AI as an industry. We do not yet have national standards or state standards regulating AI, and therefore can be used for things like pornography, which I don't know if we want our rate and energy costs to pay for. And lastly, we need time to evaluate the economic investment or interest here. We don't even know if this is a profitable enterprise yet. We have yet to see these industries show us profitability as a result of these costs, an economic boom. There's been a promise, but now there's a bubble, or maybe there's not a bubble, but there might be a bubble. The last thing I just want to state in relationship to this, I went to the City of Port Washington's live meetings related to this. I watched We Energies present to the group for transparency and honesty. They disclosed nothing of the rates or the size of the tariffs available. They used terms like tariffs and increases to really disguise the efforts of what they were doing, and they didn't provide any additional transparency related to it. And I remember speaking at the meeting on a few key facts such as this. The current residential rate is 18 cents per hour. The current data center rate, the current large tariff rate that exists in Wisconsin's We Energies, is 6 cents per hour. That's a third of the price that this large producer is going to pay versus what the populace pays. In addition to that, if you base the average household uses 35 kilowatts per day in Port Washington and the number of residents that exist within the city, Port Washington as a city under the existing tariff will pay $50,000 more each day than the data center will. The city residents of Port Washington will pay $50,000 more per day in energy costs than the data center will within their own walls. And I don't like the way that Wisconsin approved the 2023 tax incentives and then pushed all of the efforts to the local level. Because you see Port Washington as a city now annexing land from the town of Port Washington, because this 1 square mile facility that's being built is 20% of the existing land mass that is the city of Port Washington. So in that meeting, they were literally annexing land from the township of Port Washington. And why I was there is because while I'm not a resident of Port Washington, the power lines that they're proposing to put up run within less than 500 feet from our house. I don't want that. I didn't have a voice in that. Now is the time, and this is our voice, to push back. So I oppose this measure. 75% is not enough. 100% is not enough. We should be pushing 125% of the costs back to them within this tariff. And honestly, we should be using the leverage we have at this moment for the people of Wisconsin to buy more time to really investigate what's right for us on the long term. My final thought I just want to share, when energy costs go up, people will make decisions between their housing, their clothing, their food, and their medicine and energy. And the energy companies will not think twice for cutting off that energy as soon as payments is not made, which will lead to homelessness. And let's face it, people will die as a result of rate increases. I don't mean to be an alarmist, but that is the end result. That is a reality of the decisions that we make. So I appreciate you, Michael and Debbie, for doing the work and offering the space to do this. I also appreciate the opportunity for openness, transparency, and live meetings. But please consider the state of Wisconsin, our residents, and what we have in our hands, which is leverage at this time to fight back and do right for Wisconsinites. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Dustin. Okay, going down our list, assuming again Joe Wilson's not going to comment. Julia Alberth. Did you have a comment,
Hi.
Julia? Yes.
Yes, I prefer to keep my camera off, but I can promise I am raising my hand.
Okay, so it doesn't work, or it's just what's the situation?
I am very low on battery, and it's gonna die in just a couple minutes. So this was good timing to call on me.
All right, great. So raise your right hand. You swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I do.
All right, state and spell your name, please.
Julia Alberth, Alberth.
Okay, go ahead.
I am a We Energies customer and I strongly oppose this rate case application. This is a threat to community health, and the current application is not strong enough to protect everyday Wisconsinites from picking up the tab from these mega billion-dollar tech companies. Couple things to keep in mind when going back to draft a stronger application that will actually protect customers. Many of these points have already been mentioned, but I'm going to read through them again because I think that they can't be repeated enough. First, data centers need to pay for 100% of their energy costs. 75% is not 100. It is not. It's not fair to have everyday Wisconsinites having to subsidize the costs of these billion-dollar companies. The current application also has everyday customers picking up 100% of the fuel costs. And that means that everyday customers are going to be paying for the very methane, which is harming our health. Also, the 500 megawatts qualification for meeting the definition of a very large customer is too high. And it's going to allow data centers, which are it's going to allow massive data centers to avoid being classified as a very large customer and put everyday Wisconsinites at risk of taking on the full 100% of the costs. This needs to be lowered. The Department of Energy says that they define a very large customer as 20 megawatts. And we are seeing that across the country. Other public utilities in other states are also instituting very large customer ranges between 20 to 100 megawatts. The term length is too short. It's going to leave everyday customers on the hook for the full costs of these data centers. 10 years is not enough. And it's going to put us in a position where we're going to be paying for these stranded assets. And in addition to that, having to pay for We Energy's guaranteed 9.8% guaranteed profit. We need more protections. We need a longer contract length. The data center also, in addition to bringing their own energy, they also need to bring 100% clean energy. There's no reason we need to be putting communities' health at further risk by subjecting them to dangerous methane plants, which we know causes cardiovascular and respiratory diseases. We also ask that the application include an energy impact fund so that communities can actually see some mutual benefit from having these data centers move into their communities, mine for their resources, and that they're actually getting something back in return. I am very tired. I am very mentally and emotionally tired. And I know that many of the other folks in this room have other things that they need to be doing. And it's not fair to keep having community have to come out to these hearings and say the same things over and over again and not be listened to. So I ask that you please take a look at the number of people in this room. There was also a hearing earlier today at 1 o'clock. So we've had so many people come out earlier today and also now. Please listen to what we are saying and throw out this application and come back with one which is stronger and actually protects the health and our community's financial wellness. We don't want to see our energy bills be raised. Thank you for your time.
Okay, thanks very much. Let's go off the record for a second. Wipe your brow. There you go.
Well, I'm dripping, so.
There are some, pretty big comments there. So I just want to give you a chance to crack your knuckles. And it looks like we have one person we haven't polled yet who just joined us, Brian Rogers. So we're going to ask you if you'd like to comment. We'll get you set up for that. So if you do wish to comment, I see your mic is unmuted. If you can get your screen on, we'd appreciate that too.
Oh, sure.
Okay, great. All right, so I'm going to spotlight you here, and we'll get back on the record. So, so I'll swear you in first. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm? Tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, state and spell your name for the record, please.
Sure. Brian Rogers, BryanRogers.
Okay, go ahead.
Thanks. Up front, just want to clarify, I'm speaking as an individual and not representing any organization. When I hearken back to an earlier one of the many in the chorus since 1 p.m. that have been vehemently, eloquently, consistently, justifiably concerned and letting y'all know about it. And this earlier testimony postulated that perhaps what we're doing right now is theater, or that it is an exercise in futility. So I think it is important to actually say clearly what the thing is, because you saw earlier in a room full of children and full of elders that we're not talking about all of the past harms that have accumulated to get us to a point where now we're being asked to perform theater for a government and whose agencies can't really even comply with the stated desires and aims of the governor that you serve. It's embarrassing. It is embarrassing for us to have to over and over and over again let y'all know what the actual score is. And it's insane how much time, how much energy, how much time away from otherwise meaningful, dignified ways to move through the world. And you have us here because We Energies and Microsoft spent 3 years hashing out a deal. So you mean to tell me that for the entire time since the 2022 rate case, the outcome of which was PSC, y'all got to work with We Energies, Walnut Way, Cub, Sierra Club to find a solution to a problem that we acknowledge is so much of a problem that we are going to create another investigation docket to explore how we could possibly fathom another way to do things. So that during that entire time, when we were busing to Madison and lining people up and begging 3 individuals to rule in favor of public health, of the planet, of our political system, to the extent that we can even believe that we have a functioning one, or one that's capable of responding to the need at the scale of the crisis that we all purport to believe in. The literal world is on fire, and we have to come out to y'all to let you know, organize a watch party to let you know how absurd this situation is, to all the points that everybody has laid out. Facts, well-researched, well-documented, peer-reviewed, pure facts. And y'all really gonna have us sitting up here explaining to you, professionals, how long you been here, Michael? Professionals in service of the public, so that a monopoly utility can get its bag. Y'all should be ashamed that we have to parade out here for y'all. If climate change is real, is this a solution? If the political and the economic and the ecological and the spiritual crisis that we are suffering through, all of us in our own ways, no matter who you are, where you live, we really got to be out here begging you to listen? Year after year, docket after docket? Y'all should be ashamed. Whether or not you're going to let an entire room testify because we happen to be in a room together. No, not happen to be, because we organized to be in a room together. Time away from people's kids. Y'all should be ashamed. Donald Trump wants to gangster imperialize our new backyard, our old backyard. And what was it about? At least the stated objective. Wants to have his military police ransack Social Security, ransack the social safety net, ransack the very things that would actually help people lead a dignified life and pay for, I don't know, heat in sub-zero temperatures. Y'all should be ashamed you got us out here like this. It's absolutely crazy. You know the world is watching. ABC National News was just out here. NAACP wrote a whole national sign-on letter. The whole world is watching y'all play in our face. And it's too much. We don't have time. We don't have time to be doing this. I don't have time to be doing this. My son has a piano recital on Sunday, Michael, and he really would like to be prepared for that and does not like to practice alone and has stage fright. He's doing a very courageous thing every day, a little bit of a courageous thing, and it's going to be a masterful, wonderful contribution to the world. Y'all are in a position with more power than any other regulators in the state, with more impact than any other agency in the state. It is literally the future of our lives. And at what level will it take to register that, like, oh yeah, this is enough of a problem where we should do things not how we've done them, because how we've done them has gotten us here, where I would much rather be home with Nathaniel practicing Rondo a la Turca, because he's having a struggle getting the left hand to coordinate with the right. And you can cut me off, Michael, but good Lord, y'all will move at a bullet train pace to respond to the needs of the utility, the needs of the big tech firms. We've been begging for 3-4 years now for a low-income program, not because that's the goal, not because we want people to be on energy welfare because their corporate monopoly investor-owned utility is raping the public and annihilating the planet. No, not because of that. I should find a more eloquent way to leave, but I think I've talked myself into more rage than can summon an eloquent exit. So I'm going to mute myself now. But you can't say you didn't hear. And you cannot say when people are writing the history books about how we responded to the most existential collective threat we've ever faced, how y'all played in our face.
Okay, thanks, Brian. All right, we have gone through the list at least once with everyone who has joined us today. So there's a number of people, if you can see that participant list, there's C's next to your name if you've commented, NA if you did not answer my request to make a comment, and NC if you indicated no comment. But let me ask for the people in attendance here, is anyone that hasn't made a comment yet wish to comment now? And just unmute, let me know. Okay, so we're going to wrap up then, and I'm going to again send you the link on the chat to the public comment webpage. So hopefully you're getting that. And for this, oh, and let's go off the record, give you a break if you're not already there. Yeah, so we can do this off the record. Just wanted to, again, show you the notice of hearing. I don't know if you can see that very clearly, but there is the link for the comment website, the address, deadline, February 17th. The link for the live stream, which will become the recording, and the link for the Docket case management system, the Docket so you can get the documents in the case. So just wanted to show what that looks like as well. So when you do get into the Docket using the case management system, you'll see, among other things, the Documents tab. And I don't think Youssef mentioned where are the transcripts. Well, yeah, so one of the types of documents we have here is the transcript. And so we did have one transcript already created, in this case, the pre-hearing conference that the parties attended. So that's in the docket now. And so what you're going to see in the course of the next week, you'll see the same idea here, the transcript link for this hearing. And then probably later on, it's going to take a while to process the party transcripts, but they'll be also listed here under this. They'll be here on this page. So, and these are the documents the commissioners will be provided in terms of what happened at the hearing, what they have, what they can refer to, and review. So at this point, I think we have everything we need. I appreciate everyone checking out here. Oh, we have one person joining us here. Hang on, we'll grab you. Okay, Claire, you just joined us. Are you there? Okay. You wish to make a comment in the WEPCO tariff case? And you're muted, so just unmute for me. There you go. Did you wish to make a comment, Claire?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I just was checking in to see if this meeting was still going.
Yes, it is.
And I do have a comment, so
all right.
I can.
Okay, well, we'll take you. So why don't we I'll just put you on the screen and have you state your name and spell it, please.
Sure. Claire Gervais, Gervais.
Okay, and let me swear you in. So raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, go ahead. And just since you're reading off a page, just please speak at a slower pace than you probably will, because people read pretty fast. We just need to be following along. Okay.
Sounds good. Yes, I'm going to read it, of course. So my name is Dr. Claire Gervais, and I'm a family medicine doctor in Madison, Wisconsin. I'm also representing the Wisconsin Environmental Health Network, which educates and advocates about environmental health. We are very concerned about the health and community's impact of supplying fossil fuel energy to very large data centers, particularly the impact of the WeEnergy's request for a special rate structure for our very large customers like AI data centers. Firstly, the proposal only covers about 75% of the infrastructure costs and no fuel costs, putting communities at risk for paying the additional costs. Wisconsinites would be stuck with covering the cost of a capacity resource, like a gas peaker plant. Ironically, ratepayers would be paying the cost for this very, very same fossil fuel that has significant costs to their health. And that's important to me as a physician. Methane gas-fired power plants are well known to have many health impacts that affect my patients. A Harvard study from 2021 showed early mortality with gas emissions, and where they were responsible for 10 to 15,000 cases of early mortality in the US. That's 21% of annual deaths caused by air pollution from burning fossil fuels. Additionally, the study showed that early mortality attributed to gas combustion caused more deaths than coal. Other studies estimate emissions from gas plants are responsible for 2,800 premature deaths and 15,000 cases of respiratory illnesses. As a greenhouse gas, methane contributes greatly to climate change and is more powerful than CO2, increasing high heat days and flooding, which impact Wisconsin. This proposal also fails to protect the public from the full cost of the life of the gas plant. The service terms between We Energies and large users is only 10 years, leaving Wisconsinites with the burden of infrastructure cost when the 10 years is up, since fossil fuel plants have already been approved and expected to operate for 30 or more years. Additionally, the definition of a large user, one with 500 megawatts of new load, is too high and vastly different from other states and the Department of Energy, which defines it as 20 megawatts. Virginia and Ohio define large users as 25 megawatts. This avoids strong protections, exposing customers
I'm sorry,
to
ma'am.
unnecessary energy.
I'm sorry,
burden.
ma'am. Ma'am,
Yes.
can you slow down, please? This
Sure.
exposes.
Right. This avoids stronger protections, exposing customers to unnecessary energy burden, which, like exposure to methane gas, affects health. High energy burden has been shown by a number of studies to have health impacts in and of itself, including premature mortality, self-reported health issues, and life expectancy more than healthcare access and other social determinants of health. Also, high energy burden is associated with asthma, respiratory issues, and increased mental health impacts. Climate change is already our most challenging public health emergency. The unprecedented growth of data centers is therefore an enormous public health threat, as it greatly accelerates fossil fuel energy use and should be regulated. Public health protections are urgently needed, including a requirement that data centers supply 100% of their energy from renewable sources. Though this is not our charge today, the Public Service Commission is responsible to protect citizens and ratepayers every step of the way and should reject We Energy's application for very large customers such as data centers. Thank you for listening.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, and with that, we have our last comment. So I appreciate everyone for joining us and being here to give us these comments that give us a lot to think about. And I will present those to the commission in the form of the transcript of the hearings. So thanks everyone. We're adjourned and take care.